move to the fun part, rendering. Now let's create the background. Just use the grid. Call it background. Type inside, check the orientation to X, Y. Rows, columns, UV, project. I'm going to add the UV, initialize it to scale, to apply the gradient later on, and move it a fair bit away from our camera and a dropper. Now, I'm going to use Octane to render this out. Octane Material Builder. Octane Render Target. So this is going to be our glass. This is going to be our liquid. I'm going to apply those two. And we need a background. Background. Here's the background. Okay. Render target. Okay, we need to change the kernel to path tracing, environment to texture. Texture is, we don't have any texture, it's gonna be black. Turn off the autofocus. Max samples. Like 3000. Gonna do for now. So let's put some Octane light here. Make the shape circle. And move it somewhere closer to the background. That's gonna be our light background. 0, 1. Color it. Change the shape. And we can honestly create Octane render node here in the out context. Okay, now we have to change the render camera target to our camera. Same goes for the IPR camera. And change the render target to my renamed render target. Change the resolution to half. And check it out. Okay, so here's our render. First thing, I want to kill the depth of field for the preview purposes for now. But then I would like to remove the visibility for light. Then you can tweak the shading. Start with glass. We don't need a standard surface. There's a specular shader for it. Glass. Same goes for liquid. Specular. Okay, default values. We'll do for now. We have the IOR of 1.5. Okay, let's leave it at that. Probably should reduce it for the glass. Turn on fake shadows. Here as well. We don't need to calculate them. Now I'd like to add another light. Circular shape, okay. And I would like to move it somewhere here. To highlight the bottom part of the dropper. Maybe like this. Turn down the intensity. And use the texture layer. The only texture that you need are just the circle gradient one. The circular texture gradient looks like this, and the another gradient that we're gonna use looks like this. That's all for the lights textures. Let's leave it here for now. And the third light, I'm gonna use the square one, quad, with the dimensions of 2, 1, 1. And I'm gonna reset the transform and set it to shine like this from the back of the liquid. Looks like this. Okay. Now we're gonna use another texture, the gradient one. Gradient soft. And for some reason, the projection doesn't work for me. So I'm just rotating the light itself instead. The intensity is too extreme right now. I'll turn it down. Okay, now it looks like we forgot to turn on the ACES tone mapping. We have to go back to the render target, click on the imager, OCIO, and ACES tone mapping. This is way better. So, what's next? We can tweak the shader. The glass one, for example, adds some dispersion to it. Just a little bit. 15. Okay. For the liquid, we can tweak the transmission color to some interesting one to get some fun results. Not the green one. Actually, if we're working for the beauty industry, we don't have a lot of options in the color scheme. It's either gold, yellow, honey, or it's blue, technical, what have you. Maybe we should increase the power of the backlight. This is getting better. Okay, also the background needs some love. We can use the gradient. To gradient base color. Also, we can see that we have the specular. We don't need a specular for the background. And we need to add the UV tag, UV projection. So the color should be something like this. And you should tweak the interpolation type from linear to smooth. Maybe tweak the hue here. So fun and friendly results. We can move the background light a bit. Yeah, increase the power. Looks better. Let's add a null and connect these two together and to the null. Also connect the backlight, this one, to the null as well. And now what we can do, we can rotate this thing a bit to see if this benefits our render. Because this thing looks pretty boring when it's flat, but when we rotate it, then it's more fun to look at. Not enough geo on that scale. Okay. So, right now all the bubbles have the same scale, it looks boring, so we need to fix that. Also, we need to maybe check how it looks with the depth of field on, uncheck the autofocus. It's already unchecked. And then just press peak focus. There it is. Let's tweak this wave. I don't like it. And we'll go to animating bubbles and making them more random. This looks nice. This does not look nice. I want to see more of this. Okay, we need to fix that.